1960s. America still had long stretches of red dirt roads. Cornfields and wheat fields stretched out to the horizon. And on them, the sound of John Deere engines echoed, rhythmically like the heartbeat of the old countryside. Today, we invite you to embark on a journey back to the past, to meet 5 legendary John Deere tractors of that decade. These machines not only plowed the land, but also sowed in the hearts of farmers pride, memories, and an endless love for the fields. John Deere 730. The John Deere 730 was introduced in 1958 and continued in production until 1961, right at the beginning of the 1960s. This was a time when American agriculture was just emerging from the post-war period. Family farms were still popular, but the need for more traction power was becoming more evident. The 730 was built in Waterloo, Iowa, as one of the last of the legendary 2-cylinder series, also known as the Johnny Popper. The original price was around $3,700. Total production was over 22,000. Today, working or restored 730s fetch $8,000,20,000 and are especially popular in the Midwest and South. The 730 is iconic because it was the last model to feature the distinctive popping sound, closing an era before John Deere switched to 6 cylinders. Engine, 2-cylinder inline, 376 cubic inches, diesel or gasoline/LP gas. Power, 59 PTO horsepower, 53 drawbar horsepower, 65 engine horsepower. Transmission, 6 forward, 1 reverse. RPM, 1,125 RPM. Fuel tank, 25 gallons. Towing capacity, 5,800 pounds. Dimensions, 138 inches long, 85 inches wide, 84 inches high. Weight, approximately 7,200 pounds. The 730 has a sturdy, boxy design, the familiar John Deere green color, bright yellow accents on the wheels and logo. The 2-cylinder technology is simple but durable, fuel efficient. The diesel 730 starts with an auxiliary gasoline engine, a feature that is both convenient and unique at that time. For farmers, the 730 is a versatile machine, from plowing, harrowing to pulling a trailer. Not too big, not too small, a loyal friend in every field. The engine roars in the morning dew, the pop-pop rhythm echoes across the misty fields. The driver sits firmly on the seat, his hands feeling each vibration transmitted from the wide steering wheel. The smell of hot diesel mixed with the smell of newly turned soil, pungent and familiar. After the first rain of the season, mud sticks thickly to the wheels, leaving deep tracks leading back to the farmyard. The sound of the wind blowing in the ears, mixed with the chirping of young birds. Many people still remember the image of their grandfather or father, sitting pensively on the 730 when the sunset is red, the blue smoke of the afternoon drifts over the wooden roof in the distance. Today, many 730s can still be found in parades, farm shows, and private collections. In the collector community, the 730 is revered as the finale of the John Deere 2-cylinder line. It marked the end of an era, paving the way for more powerful models in the 1960s. The John Deere 730, simple, durable, and associated with the memories of generations of American farmers. If you've ever heard that pop-pop sound, or seen blue smoke billowing from the exhaust pipe in the early morning, share your story in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to preserve the sounds and images of the old countryside. And when that engine sound echoes across the golden afternoon grasslands, people's hearts feel like they're reliving a time in the countryside that will never be lost. John Deere 3020. In 1964, John Deere introduced the 3020 in Waterloo, Iowa. At that time, America was in the golden age of mechanized agriculture. Farms were expanding, and the need for versatile and durable tractors was increasing. The 3020 was the little brother of the 4020 series, more compact but still powerful enough for everyday farm work. The original price was about $5,400. During the period 1964 to 1972, more than 74,000 were produced. Today, restored 3020s cost between $9,000 and $20,000. It was popular in the Midwest and Great Plains, where corn and wheat fields stretched endlessly. The 3020 is iconic for its perfect balance, not too big, not too small, just right for most family farm jobs. Engine, 270 cubic inch inline 6-cylinder, diesel, or 227 cubic inch LP 4-cylinder, gasoline/LP version. Horsepower, 71 PTO horsepower, 65 drawbar horsepower, 74 engine horsepower. Transmission, 8 forward, 2 reverse, optional power shift. RPM, 2,200 RPM. Fuel tank, 29 gallons. Towing capacity, 5,700 pounds. Dimensions, 145 inches long, 85 inches wide, 92 inches high. Weight, about 7,000 pounds. The 3020 is compactly designed, in traditional John Deere green, with bright yellow trim that stands out in the afternoon sun. This is a machine that focuses on versatility, strong enough to plow, harrow, sow seeds, but also easy to control in a small farmyard. The powerful hydraulic system, power shift gearbox helps to change gears smoothly. Farmers appreciate the convenience, fuel economy, and ease of repair. The engine roars in the morning mist, echoing through the golden wheat fields. The driver sits firmly behind the wheel, feeling every vibration transmitted from the steering wheel. The smell of hot diesel mixed with the smell of newly turned soil, pungent and passionate. After the first rain of the season, mud sticks to the wheels, leaving deep marks on the red dirt road. The sound of the wind blowing in the ears, mixed with the sound of birds calling for their mates on the wooden fence. Many people still remember the image of their father, wearing a checkered scarf, sitting quietly on the 3020 when the sun sets, the smoke from the kitchen stove rises in the distance. Today, the 3020 is still present on many small farms. Some of them were restored, repainted, and displayed at the Fall Agricultural Fair. Among collectors, the 3020 is considered a gem not because of its superior power, but because of its durability, ease of maintenance, and association with childhood memories on the farm. It helped bring mechanization to every household, not just the big fields. The John Deere 3020 compact, durable, and filled with memories of a rural America. If you have ever heard that engine, ever seen the blue smoke mixed with the morning mist, share your story in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to preserve the memories of the countryside and the old sounds. When that diesel still echoes across the golden afternoon fields, we seem to hear a time long gone, but never lost in the hearts of farmers. John Deere 4010. In 1960, as America was undergoing a period of dramatic change, from family farms to vast industrial fields, John Deere introduced the 4010 in Waterloo, Iowa. This tractor ushered in a new generation of power. It started at around $5,500. During its production period from 1960 to 1963, more than 58,000 rolled off the line. Today, working 4010s typically fetch $10,000 to $20,000, depending on their condition. They were most popular in the Midwest, where corn and beans flourished. The 4010 became an icon not only for its power, but also for its radical change, moving John Deere from the traditional 2-cylinder to the modern 6-cylinder. Engine, 6-cylinder inline, 380 cubic inches. Power, 80 PTO horsepower, 71 drawbar horsepower, 84 engine horsepower. Transmission, 8 forward, 3 reverse. RPM, 2,200 RPM. Fuel tank, 34 gallons. Towing capacity, 6,000 pounds, exactly unknown. Dimensions, 145 inches long, 86 inches wide, 92 inches high. Weight, about 8,000 pounds. The 4010 has a new design, long hood, strong shape, familiar green color, bright yellow trim. 6-cylinder diesel technology for durability, fuel economy, easy starting in cold weather. Farmers see obvious benefits: plow deeper, pull larger machines, save time and effort. It was also the first model to focus on driver comfort, a softer seat, a wider field of vision. The engine roared through the morning mist, echoing across the windless fields. The driver sat firmly in the seat, his hands feeling the vibration of the steering wheel. The sound of metal, the sound of diesel mixed with the sound of birds in the morning. The smell of hot engine oil mixed with the scent of newly plowed soil. After the first rain of the season, mud stuck to the wheels, leaving heavy traces on the red dirt road. Many people still remember the image of their father or grandfather sitting on a 4010, a red scarf draped over his shoulder, the golden afternoon sunlight shining on the ripe rice fields. Today, many 4010s are carefully restored, displayed in agricultural museums or still running regularly at autumn fairs. In the collector community, the 4010 is considered a historic turning point, marking the period when Deere abandoned the 2-cylinder Johnny Popper for the world of high power. The 4010 is not just a machine, but a witness to a period when America was striving for mechanization. The John Deere 4010, durable, powerful, and associated with the memories of generations of American farmers. If you have ever sat behind the wheel, or just listened to the sound of that engine from afar, please share your memories in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to preserve the sounds and images of the old countryside together. And when the sound of that diesel engine rings out in the quiet afternoon, time seems to return, leaving in our hearts a memory that will never fade. John Deere 4020. In 1963, John Deere introduced the 4020 in Waterloo, Iowa. At that time, American agriculture was changing dramatically, family farms were expanding, and high-powered machinery became the mainstay. The 4020 succeeded the 4010, but quickly surpassed it, becoming the best-selling tractor of the 1960s. The initial price was around $6,000. During the period 1963 to 1972, more than 184,000 were produced. Today, working or restored 4020s cost $12,000 to $30,000, depending on condition. The 4020 was most popular in the Midwest, where golden corn and soybean fields stretch far and wide. It became an icon for its power, durability, and reliability, attached to tens of thousands of farm families. Engine, 6-cylinder inline, 404 cubic inches. Power, 95 PTO horsepower, 84 drawbar horsepower, 101 engine horsepower. Transmission, 8-speed forward, 2-speed reverse, optional 8-speed power shift. RPM, 2,200 RPM. Fuel tank, 34 gallons. Towing capacity, 7,100 pounds. Dimensions, 152 inches long, 89 inches wide, 94 inches high. Weight, about 9,300 pounds. The 4020 has a sturdy appearance, bright green and yellow in the countryside sunshine. Improved hydraulic system, convenient power shift transmission, softer seat. Farmers appreciated its ability to plow deeply, pull large harvesters, and especially its powerful, fuel-efficient diesel engine. This was a machine that combined mechanical power and driver comfort, a rarity at the time. The engine roared in the morning mist, echoing across the smoky fields. The driver sat firmly on the seat, his hands holding the steering wheel, vibrating gently. The smell of hot diesel mixed with the smell of newly turned brown soil. After the first rain of the season, mud stuck to the wheels, leaving deep marks on the red dirt road. The sound of wind blowing in the ears, the sound of birds chirping mixed with the steady rhythm of the engine. Many people still remember the image of their grandfather or father, in a faded shirt, sitting on a 4020 as the sunset fell, the sunlight dyeing the fields golden. Today, 4020s can still be found on many farms, some carefully restored for display at fairs and museums. In the collector community, the 4020 is considered the most perfect tractor of the 60s. It not only served production, but also marked a turning point in the mechanization of American agriculture, bringing John Deere to the leading position. John Deere 4020, powerful, durable, and filled with memories of the American countryside. If you have ever heard the sound of that machine, ever seen the green smoke rising in the middle of the harvest season, please share your memories in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to preserve together the sounds and images that have nurtured an entire generation. And when the sound of that diesel engine still echoes somewhere in the fields, people suddenly remember a peaceful rural time that will never fade. John Deere 5020. In 1965, John Deere introduced the 5020 in Waterloo, Iowa. The 1960s were a time of great change in American agriculture. Fields were getting bigger, and the need for extremely powerful tractors was becoming more evident. The 5020 was the answer, the most powerful tractor in the world at the time. The initial price was around $15,000, and from 1965 to 1972, more than 12,900 were produced. Today, a working or restored 5020 can be had for $20,000 to $40,000, sometimes more if kept in original condition. It was most popular in the Great Plains and Midwest, where wheat, corn, and soybean fields stretch as far as the eye can see. The 5020 became an icon because of its enormous power, marking John Deere's leap into the heavy-duty tractor race. Engine, 6-cylinder inline, 531 cubic inches diesel. Power, 141 PTO horsepower, 121 drawbar horsepower, 148 engine horsepower. Transmission, 8 forward, 2 reverse. RPM, 2,100 RPM. Fuel tank, 34 gallons. Towing capacity, 11,000 pounds. Dimensions, 162 inches long, 96 inches wide, 100 inches high. Weight, approximately 15,800 pounds. The 5020 has a huge stature, John Deere green with bright yellow trim standing out in the field. This was the first Deere machine to surpass 100 horsepower at the PTO shaft, opening a new era for American agriculture. The superior power allowed the tractor to handle hundreds of acres in just one season. For farmers, the 5020 was a symbol of durability, reliability, and pride in owning the most powerful machine of its time. The engine roared in the morning mist, echoing across the windless grasslands. The driver felt every vibration from the large steering wheel. The smell of hot diesel mixed with the scent of newly turned brown soil, pungent and familiar. After the first rain of the season, mud stuck to the wheels, leaving deep tracks on the red dirt road leading back to the farm. The sound of wind blowing through shirts, the chirping of young birds on the fence, all blended with the warm sound of the 6-cylinder engine, creating an unforgettable harvest song. Today, many 5020s are still operating on large farms. Some are meticulously restored and displayed at agricultural fairs and museums. In the collector community, the 5020 is considered a giant of the 60s, the machine that brought John Deere to the pinnacle of power. It marked a major step forward in the history of mechanization, paving the way for later generations of heavy tractors. John Deere 5020, powerful, massive, and carrying within it a period of American agricultural boom. If you have ever seen or heard the sound of that machine echoing in the middle of the harvest season, please share your memories in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to preserve the sounds and images of the old countryside together. And when the sound of that engine still resonates in the fields, people suddenly remember a golden age that has never faded. Five tractors, 5 stories, but all share the same breath of time. From the pop-pop of the John Deere 730, to the enormous power of the 5020, that is the music of the American countryside in the 60s, a song that never stops in the hearts of those who have heard it. If those images and sounds bring back memories for you, please share your story with us. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep the echoes of the countryside so that you can still hear them in the future.